Roger's log, stardate September 3, 2024. It's about 10 to 1 p.m. and I am here on location. Regular viewers might recognise the location I'm at. Yes, I'm here at Mater's again. Not really, I don't really have to be at Mater's. Now Mater's just gone with my brother and sister-in-law and her two dogs, Evie and Harry, and their dog Monty. They've gone off to a place called Beadnell, which is near Sea Houses on the Northumbrian coast, and they're going Monday to Friday in a holiday cottage. So I didn't have to come here to look after my mum's dogs or look after a house, but I was asked if I could feed my brother's cats, and I'm also going to be shampooing their living room and stair carpet, and I'll be filming that for my other channel, I expect. So I've got my dogs here, of course, Molly and Dazane. So, right, well, today I've been into town on the bus, so I'm officially a bus wanker, and that's not rude. It's not rude. If you've ever seen the In-Betweeners, if you're familiar with the In-Betweeners, you will know what a bus wanker is, and I've been a bus wanker twice today, there and back, despite the fact I in the past I have walked into town. It's not a really long walk, and it's all flat, but I was going to the bus and I thought, oh, bus stop, near the bus stop, I thought, oh, and I checked on my iPhone to see when the next bus was due, and I thought, oh, I'll just get the bus. And then by the time I'd walked around the shops, it was a bit moist. It's a bit muggy and moist. Possible thunderstorm weather at the moment. It's quite dark, despite the fact it's not even 1 p.m. It's got dark all of a sudden. But it was okay when I was walking around town. So after I'd got all my shopping, and I'll show you the shopping. Oh, it's exciting. I'll show you the shopping and tell you about my little jaunt. But after I'd got my stuff, I ended up in Morrisons with I got some chilled items. I thought, oh, I don't really want to traipse all the way back with a heavy rucksack and a carrier bag. So I got on the bus again. So £4 it cost, £2 each way. But yeah, it was so much easier. So let's go into the kitchen and we'll see what I bought. I bought some lunch and I'm quite peckish now. I've had nothing to eat at all. I haven't even had a coffee, so yes, nothing to eat. So I think it's time I had my luncheon. I'm going to eat it in the living room with maybe some vintage Coronation Street. I'm up to 1994, February 1994 at the moment. I stopped watching Coronation Street. I went cold turkey. I've just discovered when it was. It was 2005, and it was after the 50th anniversary live edition of Coronation Street, when the tram crashed into the corner shop and into the cabin. And then all of a sudden I thought, nah, I can't do this anymore. I'm just not going to watch it. And I just stopped watching it. It was just like giving up smoking cold turkey or drink. It was just, I didn't get withdrawal symptoms. I didn't miss it at all. And now on the very rare occasions when I'm flicking through the terrestrial channels and Coronation Street comes up, I think, who the F is that? Who's that? Where's that? What's that? And then I see Rita and I thought, oh crikey, is she still in it? And then Ken. There's a few people I recognise, but yeah, it's not the same. And it's getting worse as I'm watching it. I started watching it from sort of like the 70s. Not personally, on YouTube. I enjoyed the 80s most, and then it's starting to get a little bit worse. But it's still, crikey, it's still far better than the crap they churn out. Oh, I said crap. It's still far better than the... I can't think of anything else but crap. Yeah, it's crap. It's crap now. A lot of you older folks watching will probably agree with me. You know, you can't bring back Stan and Hilda, old Jack and Vera, Mavis and Rita, even Raquel and Bet. It can't be brought back. It's absolutely pants nowadays. Okay, I've got two dogs just sitting, not knowing what to do. Let's go into the kitchen. I might have to turn some lights on so you can see what I bought. There's an open air market in Selby on a Monday, so I had a quick look around the vacuum stall, there was a few Henrys and Hettys, some Dysons and some other sort of crates with bits in, but I was having a quick look and there was nothing. Well, they had some genuine Dyson parts, but I couldn't see what they were. They were in their, you know, little cardboard boxes, and I was looking and I thought, well, it's all Qualtex, it's not genuine. So anyway, the man, I just said I was browsing. I said, I'm just having a look. And then after he dealt with another woman over some Panasonic vacuum bags, he said, oh, if there's anything you're after, let me know. And I said, oh, I don't really know, I'm just looking. I said, I've got about 300 vacuums, I collect them. And I thought, oh, you shouldn't have told him that. So he looked at me funny then. And so I left. But I did go around the corner to the electrical, it's a Euronics electrical store. I don't know if it's Gooch or, I don't know. I'll put up a picture of the store now. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Gooches. Anyway, so I went in there just hoping to be recognised, you know. Obviously I wasn't. So anyway, I had a look at the Sebos. They sold a few Sebos, and I was trying to get the wattage of this particular K1 Pro, which is a Euronics exclusive, because a commenter on my other channel said he'd seen a 1200 watt version online. So I said to him, I said, well, before you order, I'll double check that it is 1200 watts, because that's been outlawed. You know, high wattage vacuums have been outlawed for several years now, and now the maximum wattage of those is 890 watts. So I told him this. I said, it's unlikely you will get a 1200 watt unless they've got some really old stock that's still the old wattage, and I doubt that very much. So anyway, I was trying to see the wattage on this Sebo, and this lady came up to me, so I sort of engaged in a bit of conversation, and we eventually found that it was 890 watts, as I suspected. And then I started chatting, and then I brought up the subject, because I said, oh, well, they're not as powerful as they used to be, the higher wattage ones, blah, blah, because they're not. And then we got round to talking about Sebo in general, then other vacuums, and then I happened to say, well, I've done a lot of tests. And I brought up my YouTube channel, my big YouTube channel. So we chatted about that, and then she asked me questions about a Vax carpet washer. How do you remove the front of this? Anyway, we worked out how to get, I said, well, sure, it does come off. It's one I haven't had experience of, but I'm pretty sure all the front covers of those come off. So yeah, I showed her. I said, well, I'm sure it comes off. It comes off on this model. I've done this model next to it. And anyway, so blah, blah, blah. So showed it, and she said, oh, good, she'll tell the customer next time the customer comes in, because they couldn't work out how to get this front cover off to rinse it through, you know. So I had a bit of chat, and I thought, well, I'll have to buy something, you know. So I just bought some bags, some K bags. Now I've probably got at least 3 or 4 boxes of these at home, but I was after some recently, and I thought, oh, there's somewhere in the garage, and I couldn't find any. So I thought, oh, I'll just buy another box. So I gave them a bit of business and bought 8 bags for £14. I think that's a little bit more than I'd get them on Amazon, but you know, I thought it was the right thing to do. I've got some bits out now. Where else did I just went to, I think I went in a charity shop that smelt. Had a look. I couldn't see. I was looking through the CDs, but with my contact lenses in, I can't see F all. You know, it's very like. I almost bought a Gregorian Chants CD for 50p, but I thought, well, will they just take a card for 50p? Anyway, I had a look round. Went through the records at the front, quite tatty. Stuff I wouldn't have. Max Bygraves, Matt Monro, a couple of Barbara Dixon, but one was in really tatty condition, although I've got both of those anyway, on vinyl and CD. So I didn't bother with that. Then I went to the Yorkshire Trading company and bought a few bits. Let's see if I can see what I bought from Yorkshire Trading. Right. Well, when you've got elderly dogs, you have a lot of piss to get rid of occasionally. So I thought this was reduced from £9 to £3.99 or something. It's Nature's Miracle Urine Remover. So it's something you can spray on the piss, you know, let it soak in, and then I'd use another machine after it. But I think it could be a German brand because it's got German writing on, I think. Arin Entfernen. Anyway, I thought try it, you know. Nothing worse than the smell of piss on your carpet. I don't know why, but I haven't had these for yonks. And bear in mind, I went into town on an empty stomach. So I bought some of these jazzies. These chocolate flavoured little jazzy sweets. I also found these. These are only £1. Made with over 80% nuts. It's the caramelised biscuit nut bar. I've had these before. These are normally about £2.50 or something silly. And then, yes, I think this was some. Yes, this is a wild bird water dish. I don't. It was £2.99, I think. I'm hoping it's going to fit in my bird feeder because I've lost the water dish from that. I don't know. I think I bought one of these before and it was too big, but I thought I'll try it. Because you need to give water to the birds, especially, well, when we had that drought, that real, you know, couple of years back. I wish we had one of those this year. When we had that heat wave, proper heat wave, when reservoirs were running dry, you need to put water out for the birds. But even in winter, when there's, you know, the waters are frozen, you need to put fresh water out for them. So hopefully that'll fit. If it doesn't, it was £2.99. I think I can take the loss. £2.99. And also, I mean, I'm trying to get rid of artificial fragrances, but some of my vacuums stink. So I got a couple of Nutridol vac sacks. They're £1 each. I thought that's good value. And then also from Yorkshire Trading, 2 for £2. A couple of packs of dog treats. Good boy dog treats. Although both my dogs are girls, but they can't read, so I think it'll be fine. I think they identify as bitches. They've never told me. Oh, and also, now I've recommended this before, haven't I? And I had a lovely viewer who saw me recommending this, and they bought some, and it took off a stain on their plastic bath that's been there ages. So they thanked me for that. So I still recommend this. So I recommended it to my mum and she said, Home Bargains don't have it. I told her what it was. They don't have it. So I saw it in Yorkshire Trading for £1.99. I thought, oh, that's a good price. I thought. But I did go to the smaller Home Bargains. I didn't go to the big one in Selby. I went to the small one. And they had it on the shelf. So if the small one has it, they'll have it in the big one. And it was £1.49. So I bought 2. I bought one for myself and bought one for my mum, and I'm going to do her sink, her Belfast sink with it, because she doesn't like that sink. It's sort of a resin and it stains, but this will restore it, I'm pretty sure. So, highly recommended. And also, because I've never seen them before, 2 for £1. These are called Dairy Milk Crispello. Is it Crispello? I thought it said Crispel, but there's an O on the end. Is it a Crispello? I don't know what they are. I won't be able to read what it says. Oh, hang on. I'm an old man now. I can't see too good. I'm a bit shaky on my pins. Something. Oh, fingers. Fingers of light Crispies in coated milk chocolate or something. Cadbury milk chocolate. Oh. Right. What else did I buy? I'll show you that. I bought 2 items I haven't bought for years. And, oh yes, these are also from Yorkshire Trading. I think they were £1.49 for 4AA. A reason I bought these, I brought with me, because I brought with me a few vacuum cleaners to make videos of. And one of them is a toy vacuum. It's quite fun. I've already had a play. And it's for young kids. It teaches them colours and learn counting and stuff. But it only has, it says it's got demonstration batteries. So I don't want to be making the video and the batteries go, because I meant to bring some batteries with me, but I forgot. So I've got 4 AA batteries for that toy vacuum in case I need them. And then, right, I think the rest is home bug ends. And I've been to that old shop on the high street, that stalwart of the high street, W.H. Smith. I'm surprised they're still going, to be honest. I think it's the fact that they have a lot of them have the post office inside them now. So the post office part of the W.H. Smith was busy, and the rest of it, you know, there's a few other people browsing the Mucky Mags. Actually, I never looked for Mucky Mags. I don't know if you can still buy Mucky magazines. I'm sure a lot of my viewers will be able to tell me if you can still buy those top shelf magazines. I wasn't going in for... I have bought a couple of magazines, and I'll show you, and I'll tell you for why. But they weren't top shelf, they weren't mucky. But yes, I don't know. I didn't think to look if they did do Mucky Mags. Perhaps you can't... I don't know, is there a call for Mucky magazines anymore? I don't think there is, not with the internet. Why go to W.H. Smith and embarrass yourself buying a dirty magazine when you can just... few clicks on your iPad or your telephone and there you are, you're faced with filth. Absolutely disgusting, degrading filth, and it should be banned in my view. I never look at it. Anyway, then that was Yorkshire Trading. I had a bit of a peruse. Didn't go into many other shops because I had to be back because I needed to be back here before my mum went. I said that she's just gone now. My brother picked her up. Anyway, so I went to the Home Bug Ends and I thought these were good value at £1.69 each because I'm going to, although my mum has said, I've told her I'm going to run her washing machine on a 95 to give it a good clean out. No, you're not. What about my bill? Well, what about your smelly washing machine, mother? You know, it's not gonna have much of an impact on her electric bill, me running a maintenance program. So I bought this Kilrock, and I've heard of them. In this area, the water's quite hard. So this will descale and sanitize apparently, and there are 2 treatments in there. £1.69, and I thought I'll do a dishwasher while I'm at it, and so that's the dishwasher version, probably exactly the same inside, but again £1.69 for 2 treatments, and Kilrock is a brand I recognise, so thought I'd get those. I haven't had alcohol for quite some time, but I used to like getting this Brothers Toffee Apple cider, so I've got that. And what I mean, I'm not a drinker, to be honest. I would have, Mark and I have, and it's coming back soon, Strictly. It's probably one of the few things I watch on BBC, but we like it. And it's become a thing where we watch it together on a Saturday, and we'd normally have pizza and salad or a curry or something, and I would normally have 1 bottle of flavoured cider. So that's why I bought that. Well, not for that, because, yeah, sod's law. Now, I have got another food delivery coming in an hour or so, and I'll be showing you that in this video. But sod's law, it's not Ocado, and I don't shop with Ocado unless they offer me some discounts. So yesterday, while Mark was dropping me off and we had something to eat here, I got an email from Ocado with 15% off. I thought, oh, why couldn't you have offered me that last week, and then I'd have done an Ocado shop to be delivered here. But in the meantime, I'd already done a shop with another retailer that didn't used to deliver here, so I was surprised when I put my mum's postcode in that it says, yes, we deliver to your area, because they didn't used to. More on that later. Ooh, it's exciting. You've got so much to look forward to in this video. It's fun-packed. Right, so that was from Home Bug Ends. I'm not proud. I shop at everywhere. Oh, I hope that's not my delivery. Could be. Now these, I've got a couple at home, but these are really good. T-Zone blemish clearing cleansing pads. Now I don't know what it is about my nose, but unless I'm cleansing it twice a day, it'll get red, it'll get a big spot on it, it looks bulbous, and it's really awful. But I found since using these, and I normally use 2 a day, at least every night. Sometimes if I only use this once, it'd be at night, and I just wipe my nose with one of these little cleansing pads, and I think it helps to keep, doesn't eliminate, but it helps to keep my nose blemish free. Then I couldn't believe it, They've actually got Star bars now in multi-packs, 4 packs. So I bought 2, although they are, you know, they're tiny. These are not much bigger than those fun size ones you could get. So I've been buying Star Bar Duos, which are like a king size, and normally you can only buy Star Bars singly. For some reason they didn't offer them in multi-packs, but when I saw these, albeit they are smaller than this, you know, the singles, $1.49 I thought for 4, so I bought 2 packs. I like a Star Bar. I know I shouldn't, but I do. Right, then I went into WH Smith, and I don't know why. It's nostalgia. Back in the day, I used to go into York on my bike, even when I was unemployed, and I wasn't unemployed for long, but when I was getting the dole money in the 80s, I used to go into York with it and blow it on a CD, a magazine and some sweeties, similar to what I used to do when I was a kid, but it was just normally a comic and sweets when I was, you know, a wee nipper with my 20 or 30 pence, whatever I got, pocket money back in the day. So anyway, I thought, I want some inspiration for decor in my house. It needs some colour added. I'm going to start painting this year, and I'll be taking you along with me. I used to buy Ideal Home, even as a, you know, young child and a teenager. I used to buy Ideal Home magazine. So I probably won't look at it much, but just for nostalgia, you know. And it was a ridiculous. Do you know how much magazines cost? I can't see. $4.99. $4.99. Anyway, somebody actually mentioned, well, they didn't say, oh, have you considered buying an e-bike? It wasn't, you very infrequently get comments, like on my other channel. Oh, have you considered getting a Vax so-and-so or a Dyson Dada and doing a demo of it? No, you don't get that. Very seldom you don't get please or thank you. You get a Dyson so-and-so. You must get this. You must do that. And I think you must F off. Because I'm not doing anything. When somebody tells me I must do it, that's the sure way of me saying, no, I'm never going to do it now, because I'm not going to be spoken to like that. You can request, people can request, they'd like to see, and I'll take it on board, and maybe one day I will get the vacuum or whatever and demonstrate it, but only if I found it at a good price or if I really want to buy it anyway. So for some reason, somebody on this channel said, get an e-bike. And I was looking last year at possibly getting an e-bike, and then I even went to look at one, but they didn't have my frame size. So I thought, no, I won't bother. So I saw this book, The Cycling Electric, The Ultimate Guide to Buying an E-Bike. So I thought, oh, well, I'll have a look at that. I mean, I think Mark might be interested in it. He has a folding Brompton that hasn't been out of his bedroom for years. It's behind a chair in his bedroom. One of those expensive folding bikes. Anyway, this is quite expensive, isn't it? $7.99, but I think it'll have less adverts in. Oh, I've just found something. Oh, I'll do that later in the video. I haven't bought a scratch card for yonks. Certainly not a physical one. I used to buy loads of scratch cards on National Lottery website. I used to buy too many, and I kept getting, you know, after I bought quite a few, you know, I'd get warning thing up saying, you can't buy anymore, you've reached your limit. You know, I was buying that many because I got addicted. And I could afford it. I wasn't going into hooky, I wasn't going into debt, but I got addicted to some of these online scratching. So I did win a few times, but nothing, you know, I'd have lost more than I won. Anyway, I thought, I just saw it, I thought I'll buy a scratch card, £3, who knows, what could I win? I could win up to 300,000. I'll scratch it later, maybe in this video or another. At one of the videos you see on this channel in the near future, I'll be doing a bit of scratching. Is that all? Oh no, I've got to show you what I bought. The last port of call before I caught the bus was Morrisons. Right, I didn't buy much at Morrisons because I was wary of the time. I thought, oh, I really need to get back. So anyway, I bought a meal deal, which I'm going to eat in a minute. So this was the deluxe meal deal I went for. So the drink I chose was Innocent Bolt from the Blue. And this contains guava, lime, apple, coconut water, and blue spirulina, and vitamins. Helps give you some oomph, it says, and I need some oomph at the moment. Oomph. I like that word, oomph. I use it frequently. And then, because I'm getting some, now thing is, right, I'll show you this first. I bought some ready-made salad because I've ordered some for my home delivery that's coming soon, but sometimes they don't have them. So I thought, well, if they don't have it, I think I might have ordered 2 just to make sure, because often they're out of stock of 1 or more. So I thought, well, if they don't have any salad, I'll need some. So anyway, I bought a sweet and crispy salad. It's got a sachet of something, but I always bin them. I never use it. And I also bought a cheese and onion kitsch. Again, that can go with salad. Oh, I forgot to get some tinned potatoes. Potato! Oh, bugger. I might have ordered a couple of... I might have ordered some in the food order that's coming soon. So anyway, this is part of my meal deal. The snack part of the meal deal is a salted caramel pretzel bar. And then the main part of the meal deal, the mains, is the best halloumi, roasted vegetables, and harissa. Oh, I hope that's not that hot stuff. Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see what that's like. I thought, a bit different to a normal cheese and onion or egg mayo sandwich that I'd normally get. So I thought I'd try that. Oh, and the last thing, 600 calories of gut-busting sugar rush. One of these, I mainly went in for this. This is from the cake shop. Fresh cream strawberry sundae. Look. They do a profiterole one, which I think I've had before. And they do a slightly smaller one that's like a mandarin. But that's £2. The M&S desserts that I used to buy, the little desserts, I think they're about £2.65 for about a quarter of that. Yeah, it's not good for me. Yeah, I'm going to have to loosen my belt after eating it, but sod it. I'm going to have it. I'm going to have this later on. I might have it for my pudding instead of having this in my meal deal. I might have this, and then I'll go into a diabetic coma for a few hours and have to sleep it off. Right, well, that's what I've bought today. But you'll be seeing, either in this video, it depends how much I think I'll do it for another video. I don't know. Can you stick me? I mean, the last vlog I did was an hour long. I don't know how many of you actually stuck to the end. I mean, a lot of you might have, passed on during it because it was that long. It was such a long one that I'm thinking, oh, who's going to watch that? I don't think I'd watch an hour. I mean, 40 minutes probably. It's about sort of okay if it's a vlog and I'm sort of engaged. But sometimes I do fast forward bits of the odd vlog I watch because I'm not interested in certain sections. I think, oh, it's that again. But I'll never say that. I won't say I'm not interested in this because it's their vlog, Whoever puts up vlogs on YouTube, it's their life and it's up to them. And it's up to me what I show you, whether you want to see it or not. But some people do. And for those 1 or 2 people that do like to see it, then it's for you. And if you don't, then, just skip through and then you might find something that's more engaging. Some of you like seeing the stuff. And I'm thinking, you know what? There's hundreds, aren't there? There's hundreds and thousands, millions, I expect, shopping halls all over YouTube and the internet. But just think what an interesting thing. I think they're going to be more interesting in the future because, I'll be showing you stuff now that you probably can't buy in 10 years' time or stuff. I've got a few sort of little hauls that I recorded a few years back. Some I've already put on this channel. But it's quite interesting to see. I'm showing you, sweets that you can't, sweets that you can't buy anymore and other things you can't buy and you think, oh yeah, I wonder if you can still get those and things I'd long forgotten about. So it's like a little, it's social history and that's what we didn't have back in the past. Before the internet, obviously people were starting to take photos and use cine cameras and then video came out and then more people started videoing and then of course digital cameras came out, and then many more photos were taken when digital cameras came out, because you could just, you know, you didn't have to think, oh, you buy a film with 24, 36, whatever it is, exposures on, and you had to try and be careful with what you took photos of. Now people take photos of everything, don't they? But I do think it's going to be history in, you know, in a few years' time. And the stuff I'm uploading on my my As Seen on TV stuff, I've recently digitized some more of those, and they'll start coming out shortly. And I've been reliving my past life and past hairlines and things, and I find it fascinating. I don't know if anyone else would, but I think even though it's not your life I'm showing you, there's going to be things in those videos that you're going to remember yourself, and it'll jog memories for you. And I think it's good. You know, I think it's good personally. But anyway, I'm so glad I filmed that stuff for Sue and Mandy. I'm so glad that I had someone to send a tape to, because I don't know whether I would have filmed all that. But all saying that, I did start doing some vlogs before YouTube that, again, you're going to be seeing. These were recorded on this micro video cassette things before I got a camera, obviously, with an SD card, which is what I'm recording this on. So I did sort of vlogs, but didn't really have, they were just for it was, instead of writing a diary, it was for my benefit in years to come. I'd look at them and remember, you know, things. But they will get shared, those will get shared eventually on this channel for everyone to look at. And it's just, you know, I just think it's, I don't know, what do you think? Are you interested in seeing life? I mean, I started in the late 80s, so I've got vlogs coming up from sort of the earlier to mid 90s, and then later than that. But anyway, I'm putting them up because I like to see them. I'm trying to save them because, you know, they're on tape, big VHS or micro mini DV tape, and tape can deteriorate, so I'm trying to digitize as much as I can, and also save it, not just upload it to YouTube, but save it on hard drives and other media, so it's there if anyone's interested in it. Any road up, folks. We'll have a quick shufty around the house, and then I'll end this part, and then the next video will start with my big haul. And I've ordered something. I won't tell you what it is. Tune in for it. But I've ordered an item, not expecting this supplier to actually have any in stock, because it was less than half price. I thought, oh, I'll just add it just in case. And blow me down, they've actually got it. Well, I had an email, they're out of stock of a floor liquid cleaner, but that was the only thing that they're saying they can't deliver. Everything else I ordered is in stock, including this thing that I half expect, well, I more or less thought, they'll never have one of those at that price. I was surprised to see it, but apparently they've got it, because they didn't say they're subbing it or it's not available, so it'll be coming to the door very soon. So that's for the start of the next video. It'll still be the same day, and I'll be showing you what I'm up to this week. It's mainly recording videos for my other channel, but of course you'll get the backstory on Roger's bits and doings if you're bright enough to subscribe to this channel. And obviously, if you're watching now, you are very intelligent and attractive. Oh, it's raining. You're one of those few human beings that can actually stand the sound of my voice for more than a few minutes. So good on you. You've stayed to the end of this video. Lots more treats coming up for you. I don't believe it myself. You know, I try and convince myself somebody's watching. Somebody will be interested. I know some of you do. Some of you do watch and do make nice comments. So yes, I do have some viewers that enjoy watching what I do. And thank you for that. Right, I'm going now because I'm quite hungry. I'm going to eat my doodah. I'm going to take it into the lounge. I'm not eating in the kitchen. Take it into the lounge, pop something on the YouTube, and then wait for the big food delivery that's due, and then hopefully I'll start recording a couple of videos for my other channel. So until the next time, which will be quite soon, I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now, folks.